Welcome to video 1.3. My name is Janet Simmons. In this module, we will examine various types of resources. In the last module, we looked at a framework that comprises 6 concepts. The framework will help us recognize the information we need, how to evaluate the information, and how to use the information. In this video, we will look at several types of resources where we will find information relevant to our academic work. There is only one analysis question for this video. What do you think is the most trustworthy resource for information, and why do you believe this? We are constantly bombarded by information. At home, we consume information via the computer and TV. When we're out, we likely carry our smartphones with us where we can easily access information. When we're driving, we see billboards and road signs. Information surrounds us, and we don't need much of what we see. We choose what information is important to us, but as we will find out, not all information is trustworthy, and not all trustworthy information is relevant to us. Oftentimes, we turn to sources of information we believe are trustworthy, such as books, archives, newspapers, popular periodicals, peer-reviewed journals, databases, and internet resources. Let's take a look at each of these. Books are traditionally published by publishing companies. Authors usually pitch the idea of a book to a publisher who then offers a contract to the author to complete the book. It's up to the author to ensure that the book's material is accurate. Often, the editor or legal department will also fact-check. The problem is the author may have bias. Think of how many books have been published in the last 10 years for and against climate change. E-books may also be published by a publishing company. However, there is a growing trend toward authors self-publishing. While this allows for more people to write and distribute their work, some of the work may not be at all accurate. Although posted book reviews may be helpful to potential buyers, reviews may also be falsified. Books and e-books can be found in the local library and in university libraries. Remember, it's not the library's or the librarian's job to ensure books are accurate. We must use our critical thinking skills to judge a book's usefulness and accuracy. Books and e-books, though, are excellent tools to use for in-depth information about a topic. They tend to dive deeply into a topic, and good books often have excellent references and a good index to help us quickly find information. Archives often consist of older resources and may include materials on film, on microfiche, or in print form. Archives are slowly becoming digitized as these resources are scanned or brought up to modern standards as old technologies become obsolete. Archival information, though, is not always accurate and may not be complete. For example, archived films of past world events will often not provide the context of the event. This results in incomplete and possibly misleading information. Propaganda movies and posters are extremely biased and may be found in archives. It can be fun playing detective, digging through archives, looking for possible clues and reasons and other leads that will help us tell the story. Newspapers are often found in archives. Today's current events are available in vending machines around the globe. Newspapers tend to provide a snapshot of what is happening today or yesterday. Unlike books, we can't use a newspaper article to gain in-depth information about a topic. Articles can be used to gain some understanding of the story or event, but we must remember that the majority of newspaper articles do not provide us with copious amounts of background information, and some information may be out of date by the end of the day. We increasingly turn to the internet to read newspapers. These are updated many times a day, and we are often able to search the newspaper for similar stories or previous stories on the same event. Newspapers inherently have bias. Traditional newspapers support specific political parties. For example, the Globe and Mail usually backs conservative politics. The Toronto Star tends to be center-leaning towards liberal policies, and the Sun tends to support left-wing politics such as those by the NDP. All 3 newspapers could cover the same event, but each will offer a different slant on what occurred. Overall, newspapers provide the general public with current information about world events, local events, and also provide a platform for editorial and commentary by opinion leaders. Unlike newspapers, popular magazines often provide good details about topics they cover. Planning, writing, and publishing a glossy magazine can take much more time than it does to print a newspaper. Therefore, most magazines will not provide up-to-date coverage of an event. Magazines also tend to specialize on certain topics. Magazine stories also may be biased, or stories may be written to support advertising that appears in the issue. Magazines usually reflect the culture in which they are published. Magazines specialize in certain topics such as fashion, motorcycles, or celebrity gossip. We must remember they are not scientific articles and they are meant to be read by the general public. Peer-reviewed journals are often viewed as credible sources of information. They are generally written by academics who specialize in the topics they write about. We must always remember that research is constantly evolving and adding new insights and ideas to the growing body of knowledge. No one article or even journal will provide all the relevant and current information needed to fully understand complex issues. Some people argue that peer review system is flawed because of gender bias, the great need for academics to publish in high-impact journals, or other issues you will read about in this module. As with other types of resources we've looked at, peer-reviewed journal articles must be carefully scrutinized by readers. Overall, peer-reviewed journals provide academics with scholarly research. The articles are in-depth and usually employ empirical research methods that explore the topic. We often find these journals in the university library's database. These databases hold trillions of pieces of information from around the globe. They could include digitally archived resources such as newspapers and magazines and journals. Some databases are subject-specific. This helps us narrow our search for relevant material. For example, in education, we tend to use the ERIC database. ERIC is an acronym for Education Resource Information Center. It currently has more than 1.6 million records and links to nearly 750,000 full-text documents. Using a database such as ERIC requires a systematic approach to uncovering more about a topic. These include knowing how to use Boolean searches, having several good keyword search terms, and knowing how to place limitations on searches. We could think of the internet as one huge database, but not all the information we need is available by using a Google search. Google keeps its algorithms secret, but think of a Google search like a popularity contest. The most popular sites will come up first. This means we may not find trustworthy resources. Also, Google does not search all the web, only a portion of it. So again, we're not getting all the potential useful results. Blogs and social media play huge roles in posting and sharing information. Again, we must be very careful with these internet resources because it's very easy to post unreliable and purposefully misleading information on these platforms. Overall, websites and social media can help us start our research. It can provide us with different points of view on a topic and also give us up-to-date information. It's also a great place to start, but we can't rely on it as our only means of information. Obviously, there are problems with all types of information. Interestingly, all of them seem to have similar problems. The solution is using the information literacy framework. The 6 concepts provide us with vital guidance we can use to help us find, evaluate, and properly use information. This video has one synthesis question. How has your answer to the analysis question changed after viewing this video? We covered a lot of information in this video. Understanding the 7 types of resources is an important step in becoming information literate. I suggest referring to the 6 concepts as you continue reading about information literacy and start practicing applying it to your readings in this and other courses you may be taking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.